Hey, what's up, Abby? Wow, I'm surprised to see you. How are you, man? Long time no see. Long time no see. You signed into my high school? Oh, okay, okay. Nice, nice. Bad news. What's wrong? I got DC1 instead. Oh my god. That stings. That stings. Yep. Yep. What is C1? What is C1 Dia anyway?
Quietly now.
Another
Game's up. Fun is over. Take it easy.
Where's the meat? Oh, there it is. Didn't even care enough to check. Okay. Understandable. Yeah, understandable. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you still have enough primos to get back to, you know, like to try to get back to pity? And get your guaranteed Kazuha? Because judging from how frequently they've been rerunning Kazuha, I don't think he's gonna be back anytime soon. I see, I see. Okay, okay. Well, I mean, there is an event. There's an event, so you have 27 pity. Oh, okay. You know what I would recommend? Like, I would recommend not doing a pull every time you have 160, because I don't know. I just like maybe it's up to you really. Like, I'm not telling you to do it. It's just I just feel like I've had worse luck by doing that compared to if I only did, you know, if I did like multiple pulls in a row. Me who did that. I mean, it's up to you really. It's up to you. It really depends on what you feel like your experience has been. Just at least for me, my experience on doing a single pull every time I have 160 primos has just been not good. So that's why I recommend people otherwise. But if people feel like they have better luck doing that, then sure. Yo, good afternoon. What's up, Xavier? How's it going, man?
Take it easy.
You haven't done it yet? You mean the event? Oh, well, yeah. At least you still have the primos from the event. Where's my last commission? Oh, because it's not finished. I'm dumb. Okay. working mode right now. Should you really be watching while working?
Add as.
This is discovered in Ingenuity gives a lot of primos.
Thank
I
you
mean,
for
because maybe it's because it's a region that you haven't uncovered yet at all. That's kind of the same for everywhere, man. If if you've just stumbled onto like a new map or part of the map, like whatever, new region, then yeah, it's worth a lot. I got Kazuha. That's on my absolute worst alt account, where everything is screwed up. Don't know whether I'm happy. Well, in the very least, whenever you log into that account, things will be a little easier on you. Congratulations, I guess.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword. Wind strike. Adventure time.
It's fine. Well, I guess the main idea is you don't get punished if you don't get caught, right?
We go.
There are no consequences if you don't get caught, I guess. It's not new. Had it at like 60%. Well, I guess it's fine. Yeah.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Kazuha.
Wouldn't it be just worth the same as every other region though? Of course it depends on how much is in the region. I feel like some of the newer regions in Sumeru, the Sumeru desert, are kind of small. So, if you had some of the newer regions at 60%, the remaining 40% wouldn't really be worth that much compared to some of the older regions.
Teamwork is dreamwork. You're toast. Rain cutter. Wind strike.
Why do I have to lose every 50-50 except for the one I regret? Well, that's just how life goes, man. I've sort of accepted that, and how I've prepared myself, or no, maybe not prepared myself, but like accepted that is by just getting used to being a cynic, being a cynic, and being a cynic and being pessimistic, always thinking that the worst is going to happen, always preparing for the worst, always thinking that the worst will happen, and that way nothing can disappoint you. Obviously, it's a very doom and gloom kind of way of living, and obviously it's also based on preference. Some people don't want to live like that, but it's my solution to not wanting to ever be disappointed. I always win the 50-50s when I'm wishing on a Pyro Girl spanner. Pyro Girl. Okay, so Yoimiya, Hu Tao, Yoimiya, Hu Tao, Klee. Don't tell me you actually wished on Dia's banner. Did you? Right, do I still have the pink resin? No. Oops. Yeah, don't tell me you actually wished on it. I wished on it because I was bored. I did a single pull and got her. I was at 30 pity. Ooh, okay, well, it seems like your account is going to be blessed with Diaz. Depends on how many constellations you have of other 5-star characters though. Because I'm on the 3rd account right now, and this account loves Jean like so much.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Gugwa.
Your account's going in the same direction as Stonks.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Know my sword. Let me weave you a verse.
Oh. I let him teleport.
Wind strike.
Yeah, at least you don't have a.
Ow.
At the very least, you don't have a C5 Dia, right? I have no idea what you would do with a C5 Dia. In the past, I was getting kachings non-stop. Well, I'm not sure who I would prefer, honestly.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
I don't know. Like, if I were to choose between Dia and Kaching, what would I do? I don't even know. Cause like I feel like I don't know. Like I don't know. Cause like I've tried everything I could with Kaching, and I just can't seem to make her work. Okay. I don't know. I just can't. Yeah, maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe I'm just missing a few things. Especially because the whatever Kaching teams I've used so far aren't like min-maxed. Like, for example, no instructor user, no sometimes even no noblesse user, sometimes and no millilith user. Basically, no, like not a lot of buffs happening. Most of what I have really is just the Kazuha buff, Kazuha and VV, and that's it. And of course, aggravate, of course, but just can't get her to be anywhere similar to any of the more meta characters. RJ with the dad jokes. I mean, you know, it's sort of appropriate, isn't it? It's not like I'm not a dad. Oh my god, could you just let me play? I don't really care about what the... Okay. Just a million lines of dialogue for an event that's just going away. And the dialogue, okay. It's not even that the dialogue doesn't even give us any meaningful information. It's not like it's giving us instructions. The instructions come after the dialogue. It's so dumb. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? They actually did it. I did not realize that. I played through this event this morning on my friend's account. I did not realize that they put the bell on her. Why can't we just immediately enter the domain? I know, right? Like, even if they wanted us to talk to the NPC, they could have at least included the instructions with the dialogue. Because, like, there's really no point. They just... There's... What is even party setup? Oh, just... Okay, what's the point? just allowing us... Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. Sure. I appreciate you letting me arrange the characters in the very least.
Everybody stand back! Let's look
As one with wind and cloud.
Let's get it on!
The wind knows. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Short toes! Booba, get them! Buckle up!
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows.
Okay.
Let's light it up! You're dead meat!
I still don't know how to feel about Dia's burst, by the way. It just feels so meaningless.
Nice and spicy!
Into the wind.
Look alive! Let's light it up!
Why are you not taking weaknesses? I don't know. I like to well, what is it called? Like accumulate the things first. The T, I call them T's. I don't know what they're called. I don't care. And I just want to spam. When I get them, when I get 2 or 3, I just want to spam all of them right after the other, so I could just do this. It just feels so satisfying. I come to watch an artist stream, whether it's night or day. Hey, oh, burning! Appreciate it. There you go.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Get some burning going.
Buckle up! Gloves off!
I still find it really just weird. I don't know, like it's just Dia's kit feels so, I don't know. I don't understand, like, where is it supposed to be used in? I can't find a use for it. So I guess, sure, like if you want some sort of pyro applier for Ganyu, but then it's not even a very good, because because of the timings, you can't even use her as the only pyro applier for Ganyu, because the timing doesn't work. And while the damage mitigation, I don't know what it's called. Sure, it's great, and it also increases your resistance to interruption. It helps out with Ganyu like melt maybe, but it's not even that good. Like, I think Xingqiu's resistance to interruption is better, and I think even Beidou's is better. There's needed is a needed Pyro Raiden or nerfed Pyro Raiden. Pyro Raiden. Yeah, very nerfed Pyro Raiden. I mean, like, not even just the multipliers, but the range of how, like, uh, I really thought that she could have been a Burgeon character. I really thought that.
Every journey
And then
has its final day.
when I saw the footage from when Zajeff was testing it, how limited the range, how little the range was of, like, what the procs of her E were, like how small the range was, both
Osmanthus
horizontally
wine
and
tastes the
vertically.
same as I remember.
When I saw that, I was like,
But where are those who share
where is this
the memory?
character supposed to be used in? What is this character for? Then I realized, like, there's just no place anywhere for her. I mean, I'm sure, like, maybe one day, like, okay, just from the team that they gave us just now, they gave us a team just now, in the first stage of the event right now of phase trials. They gave us a team, just a mono pyro team with Xiangling, Bennett, Dia, and even Kazuha to I guess to increase pyro damage, sure. And the T thing, whatever that's called, is Dendro. So apparently she's supposed to be a burning character? In what world is burning will burning be a thing? When will we be getting characters in the future whose kits specifically say increases burning damage and only burning and none of any of the other pyro reactions? Emotional support. Hey, what's up, Ice Bear? How are you, man?
Everybody stand back.
Use that team and don't use Dia at all. You can get more points than using her. I honestly feel like it. Like, because when every time okay, so that was the second time I used that team, right? Because I already did the first part of the event this morning on my friend's account, and then I did it just now. And the two times I did that, I felt like every time I was swapping to Dia, I didn't want to. I felt like, okay, swap to this character. Now what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Like, you know, like when you swap to certain characters, you immediately know what you're supposed to do. Like, for example, if you can see that Bennett's burst is ready, you swap to him, I burst, I E, and then that's it. And then I swap off of him. And my goal is clear. But with Dia, I don't know. There's no goal. I don't want to use her burst because it keeps her on the field, but she hardly does anything. Except maybe to just take damage, because you have no iframes in your burst. Well, I guess there are, but while you're punching and stuff, there's no damage. There's no iframes or anything. And you can't even dodge properly because it feels like you can sprint, but the sprint feels really muted and really short. The goal is don't use her. She just enables pyro resonance. Is that it? She just enables pyro resonance. And you just swap to her, press E, so that your on-field character can take a little bit reduced damage.
Witness the power.
4.5k points without using her. I remember she has some sort of self-healing mechanic. How does that work again? Does that work off-field?
Everybody stand back!
Wind strike.
Know my sword! Let me weave you a verse.
Oops. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys know now. I don't know how long the stream is actually gonna be. I feel kind of sleepy right now. Like, and that plus the fact that I gotta cook rice before I start working. No, I gotta cook rice more than an hour before I start working. Okay. Oh, is that one? Oops. So how do you guys feel about Fontaine though? Fontaine's, I guess Fontaine is kind of upon us, yeah? It's pretty much at our doorstep. How do you guys feel about it? Are you guys excited for the new region? Topic of stream. Why is Dia in this game? Why is Dia in this game? I mean, okay. So I know that there is there's possibly a way to make her a usable character in the future by introducing some sort of new mechanic in the game in the future, a new unique kit that sort of buffs her, or like whether indirectly or directly, just like what Hyper Bloom did and Aggravate did to Kuki Shinobu, and what Burgeon did to Toma, right? So there's a way to do something like that.
Follow the wind.
Oh no, not that one. But as of right now, I honestly wouldn't have minded if they didn't release Dia. Like if they just had kept her as an NPC. I don't think it would have changed much in the game.
Well.
Andromeda becomes playable. I'll beg if I have to. I feel like the Harbingers might be pretty okay. They're not amazing, but they're not terrible. But I feel like they're just gonna be okay.
Into the wind.
Right? Like we currently already have 2 Harbingers that have been released as playable characters. And while Tartaglia is actually pretty good. Scaramouche, aka Wander, is pretty decent, I guess. He's a hyper carry, and he's a decent hyper carry, but they're not OP. Actually, I would say they're pretty balanced characters. So Tartaglia actually being pretty strong, but has a quite a high learning curve. Like, yeah, it takes quite a bit to. It takes quite a bit to learn how to play him optimally. Oh, why am I using LED?
Busted. Gotcha.
I'm waiting for Nave. Who's Nave? Who's that? Evil Eula. What's that? Who's that? Is that
Thank you for coming.
is that like another person, part of our clan? Her design beautiful. Yeah, I understand. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like. What if Dia wasn't meant to be released, right? Like, what if she wasn't meant to be released, and she got so much love that they hurriedly gave her a kit and didn't have any time to test her or something. Is that possible? Does anybody know if people started talking about Dia you know, in beta? I'm sure there were beta tests, right? Because like that's where most of the leaks come from. So and obviously people were leaking Dia. But is it possible that Dia is a new-ish character and hasn't had much time to be tested yet? $37K. Yeah, it's actually not that hard to get Yelan to hit that hard. Yeah, and that's why, despite having not having a lot of hydro application and not having, you know, some of the stuff that Xingqiu has, like damage reduction, resistance to interruption, and stuff like that, and for most characters, for most say vape characters, Yelan doesn't apply enough hydro, like completely enough hydro for them alone, unless maybe C2 Yelan, because of how much damage she does and how casually she does such damage. Yeah, that's one of the main things about her that makes her so good. Yeah, exactly. Who's that? Eula has friends.
Let's get it on.
The wind knows it.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Eat this. Move, get them.
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Haha. You no, yeah, not Eula. He is waiting for you. Get punched.
Everybody stand back.
Into the wind.
Into the fire.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. One with nature.
Oh, maybe I should do this just to finish up the rotation. Could I actually aim properly? Jeez.
Look alive.
The wind knows it.
Teamwork is dreamwork. You're toast.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Ah, rotation's going pretty smooth.
Gloves off.
Like, see, I can't even sprint properly. Wait, look at that! I didn't know you could do that. You could actually freeze the 2D. Did you guys see that? I didn't realize you could freeze the 2D puff of smoke coming out from the treasure hoarder. That's so funny. That's the first time I might have seen that thing frozen in time.
Are you here to...
Arlecchino looks like with you. Arlecchino. Does she though? Is really?
One with nature. Fallen leaves adorn my...
Everybody stand back! Eat this! You asked for it! Transgression!
Jeez. Doing 5k. My goodness.
Time to go.
I can't. Okay. Will you at least... Okay, thank you very much.
Let's get it on!
I can't even crowd control this annoying.
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Power flow through me! Gloves off!
Why did I even burst?
Clouds high. The birds call into the wind.
Okay. Poor timing. Poor timing.
Got you!
Hey, what's up, something? Good to see you, man.
Buckle up!
Fallen leaves adorn my...
Everybody stand back! You're toast! You asked for it!
How do you release a character that bad without planning it? You just... it's easy actually. You just don't care. You just don't care. If you don't care, then that's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do something really badly actually. It's just to do something that you give 0 F's about. Isn't that what society's produced already? I mean, society's already been doing that for like a few decades now, right? What the? Oh, ooh, okay. I can reset my dailies now. Or sorry, not my dailies. What are they called? Expeditions. There you go. Took a while to get that out. Society's already been churning out very low quality stuff for a while now. And you know how society's doing that? Society, okay, all right. I'm gonna go on a ramble here again. Society has been producing subpar people for several generations already by giving us basically mass-produced. So it's not. I'm not nagging on the education systems of countries and basically the whole world. I'm nagging on how it's implemented, because it's basically a way to mass produce barely educated people that are just enough to do what they need to do, and what they need to do is just to follow instructions. That's sort of what's happening. Basically, people are born, parents take care of them. Parents are scared to not let them go to school because they might not be able to get a job or have their own business or whatever in the future and be able to feed themselves when they're gone. And so why are parents scared of that? Because the rich have made society in that way. And so, how do I mean? So the rich and the people who have the capabilities, they've given us nice things. They gave us nice things. So imagine the world. Imagine humanity from thousands of years ago. We didn't have anything, right? Let's say, for example, okay. So I don't know how true this is. I'm not a historian. I've never read or heard anything about the history of Brazil or South America, other than a cute story that I heard in a movie. So I don't know if it's true. If somebody knows, please let me know. Please let me know that I'm wrong, and please let us know what is the truth. So apparently, okay, I am actually pretty sure about this though. That the Spanish were conquerors, right? Like they were conquerors. They went out trying to conquer basically everyone they could get their hands on, the Philippines included, right? And so Portugal, no, not Portugal, sorry. My brain just stopped. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm a bit sleepy. What's she done in Genshin? Arlecchino. I think I remember what Arlecchino looks like. She's the girl that has like split black and white hair, right? Yeah. But yeah, so the story, the cute little story that I heard in that movie that I was talking about is the Spanish came to Brazil, or not came. I'm not from Brazil. Went to Brazil, trying to conquer it like they have always conquered other lands, which is just through war and through by force. Okay, hang on. Am I done on this account? Yeah. Okay, I'm done on this account. All right, gotta do dailies on my. Oh no, reset expeditions first. Reset expeditions. Get my crystal flies, and then I'll do dailies on the main account. Okay, and so they did. The Spanish did, but they failed because the Brazilians apparently they killed all the Spanish that went there. And then, so their conquest failed. They couldn't conquer Brazil. Okay. And then the Portuguese, I don't know what was up with Europe and conquering everyone, because the British, the Portuguese, the French, I don't know about the Russians, but the Spanish, like they were all trying to conquer each other until they sort of got tired, and then they especially once they were able to manufacture ships that could travel the world for like days or weeks or even months at a time, travel the seas for like months at a time. Then they started to like, you know what, I'm tired of trying to conquer you. I'm gonna conquer my own stuff over here. You do what you do. And the Portuguese went to Brazil, but instead of trying to conquer Brazil through war, they gave them nice things. They gave them nice things that they couldn't get on their own. Stuff that Portugal could make, but the Brazilians couldn't. And at some point, the Brazilians are okay. This part is the part where I'm just guessing now, because I sort of understand how trade works, and I just understand how people need stuff, right? Like when you need something, no. Let's say you've never had something, but then somebody gives it to you, and then you're like, whoa, this is great. Hey, I need more. How do I get more? And then they're like, well, if you do this, then I could give you more. Right? Like imagine if you didn't have electricity, somebody gave you electricity, gave you an electric light bulb for your house, and you're like all of a sudden, wow, this is so cool. Okay, oh wait, hey, my light bulb went out. What do I do? Oh, my friend, you need more electricity. Okay, well, how do I get more electricity? Well, you pay me and then I'll give you more electricity. There you go. Now you are at the mercy of this guy that's giving you electricity. And I'm assuming that's sort of the gist of what happened to Brazil and Portugal. Yeah, eventually Brazilians wanted so much of it that it became a necessity. That now, well, not now, obviously, but like at some point in history, Portugal had a certain amount of control over Brazil, right? And then that's sort of how the rich have made the world into. The rich, they spent money to make things, make services, and stuff that the non-rich wanted, and then at some point they were so good that it became a necessity. So, like for example, okay, let's take a simple example: computers, right? So computers, the rich, aka, oh man, it's raining. Okay. So the rich, say computer manufacturers, basically anyone in the computer space, like people who sell operating systems, software, etc., even hardware. Imagine them as the rich, and everyday people like us are the poor. And then at some, like early in the days, they gave us the nice thing. Okay, here, cool, computer. All right. So obviously, computers were not part of human society back then, so there was less of a need for them than there is now. And then at some point, it was such a good tool that people sort of found a way to make certain things, certain tasks that people already did easier to do. And then people started doing it more, and you're like, wow, you do this with a computer? You're like, oh, hey, why don't I get one for myself? And then more people started making more, and then at some point, those tasks that used to be harder but became easier because of computers, certain jobs come out of them, and not just jobs, but eventually those jobs become companies, become businesses, and then now you have a necessity for computers. You have a need for computers now. And then now people that don't have computers yet, okay, switching to another account to reset expeditions. Okay, so now you have people that are trying to buy computers, and now the rich in the first place, who were making computers and everything else that's part of a computer, are now, yes, this is what I wanted. And then at that point, when there's too much of a demand and not much of a supply, and not enough supply, and then there goes the balance of like supply and demand. If the demand is too high, the supply is too low, then now, well, it's sort of what happened with oil after about a month or in the first few weeks, the first few weeks and months of the war. And there was all of a sudden this shortage of supply in oil, and then because there was a shortage, there wasn't enough supply. The demand did go up, but the supply went down. So because of that, the prices per same amount of said commodity increased. And now they could pretty much charge, well, maybe not as much as they want to, because obviously there are some regulations that they have to stick to. But yeah, they got more money for the same amount of stuff that they made, for the same amount of product. So it's weird. Like, it's weird when there's not enough supply, there's too much demand. It's the people that suffer because of it, but the rich gain from it. It's a weird dynamic. I don't even remember how I got into this topic. I don't even remember how I got into this topic. Did I get into this by thinking about maybe Dia was meant to just be an NPC Hey, what's up, Jello? Hey, what's up, Nashidi? How are you, man? Thanks for the stream today. That's it. I don't know what to say anymore. But again, thanks, Sama. I was just thinking about it, and then boom. Hey, I mean, like, sure. You're welcome, and thank you for being here, for coming by to hang out with us. If you heard me rambling, I'm sorry. Also not sorry, because I don't know, like somebody might have learned something from it. If not, then hey, well, at least I tried. Tomorrow night, you're not available to stream, right? I'm not sure, because on Friday evenings, that's sort of like a movie night. Kaveh Hangout done already? No, not yet. Actually, not yet. I'm actually just still doing my dailies, and getting my crystal flies. Yeah, but right after this, I will be doing the Kaveh Hangout. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So on Fridays are sort of like movie nights for me and the family, but we don't watch a movie if my son doesn't remember. Yeah, if he doesn't remember. So if he doesn't remember, then I'll probably just stream. But I might. Yeah, I think I might actually miss the Twitch stream. Yeah, because my Friday schedule used to end exactly, my Friday classes used to end exactly right as the stream, like the Twitch stream, the typical like Twitch stream schedule starts. But it's changed since then, and it ends half an hour after the stream starts. So yeah, I might. From what I recall, I think the YouTube stream is typically an hour after the Twitch stream, so I could do that, but that depends. If oops, no, I don't need this. If my son remembers, then I could stream, but no, sorry, my son doesn't remember, then I could stream, but if he does remember, then we're gonna watch a movie. A live stream tomorrow? Yeah. The special program. I went to Twitter, by the way. Apparently it's not. They didn't announce it on Twitter. Hey, what's up, Unrevealed? How are you, man? Yes, we just for the primos. I mean, I wouldn't say I watched the stream just for the primos. Obviously, when there's a new character, I want information on a new character, because I don't look up leaks and stuff, and I try to avoid them. So information from the special program is all I have. I also want to know, obviously, about new regions and stuff, or maybe quests that are coming, Archon quests especially. So rumors, right? Rumors. So people are saying the Golden Apple Archipelago is coming back in 3.8. That's what people are talking about. And people, I don't even want to hear. I don't even want to think about it at this point. People have been saying Eula in 3.3, Eula in 3.4. Oh, 3.5? Oh no, Eula is not here. Yeah, because she's gonna be in 3.6. Oh no, in 3.7, and here we are, 3.7. People have been saying Eula rerun every single version update for several updates now, and guess what? She's not here. So I don't even want to think about it anymore. I mean, I don't really care that much. In fact, I have Eula, and there are situations in the current Abyss where I could actually use Eula, but I just don't want to have to deal with how she works. Like yeah, like for example, it's just really bad using Eula against multiple enemies, especially enemies where you actually need to deal a decent amount of damage to. Because if you're expecting your Eula burst to work, right? When you burst, you're expecting it to do max damage, which means crit. Okay, So let's say you're fighting 5 enemies, a group of 5 enemies that you've already worked hard to learn how to crowd them together. And okay, sure, you got that already. You already put in the work to try and understand that, or maybe look up how to crowd those enemies together without a crowd controller. And then okay, you did. And then let's say, for example, this is the second half. That means this attempt you had to go through the first half, which may or may not be annoying or hard. Okay, and then when your Eula burst finally pops, it crits on 2 of them and they both die, but it doesn't crit on the third one, which means either you're just gonna have to normal attack your way out of that one or retry the whole thing. And not just that, so to get max damage out of your Eula burst, you have to hit enemies with your normal attacks, right? To get stacks. Okay, sure. But then, let's say, okay, for example, let's say you're dealing with consecrated beasts. There are 2 of them. Dealing with consecrated beasts, they're just dancing around, pushing you, like, and whatever, while you're trying to hit them with normal attacks, while they're roller coastering around you. You can't even hit them with normal attacks. So you're losing potential stacks of your burst, and because there are 2 of them, there's a chance that it might not even crit on both of them. And it's on the second half. Just an example, right? Okay, I stopped. I guess the only thing I care about with a Eula rerun is I just want to get C2 Eula, so that maybe I could just not rely on her burst anymore and maybe just rely on spamming her E. Sure. And that could be... I don't think it'll be a saving grace for Eula. Well, maybe not Eula for everybody, but at least for me, for how I feel about her. No more leaks, Xavier. Oh wait, what? Loaded time map theme is fun, fair version. Oh, wow, that was close. Oh no, I didn't hit T quick enough. Is there anywhere to see your playtime in Genshin? I don't think so, but occasionally they will publish these, they're sort of like web events. It's not exactly an event, it's sort of like a web thing. It's typically something that you'd open in your web browser, and it lists certain stats on your account. They sort of make it into some sort of like I don't know what it is. Like, it's some sort of event, really. It doesn't really give you any rewards. Occasionally, no. So far, I think they've done it maybe twice now. Yeah, well, where they will tell you how many foul you've killed, how many, how much time you've spent on this character, and which character you've spent the most time on, etc. Okay, the stats that they tell you are sort of different every, maybe not every time, but like most of the time. They list out like, I guess, achievements, but it doesn't happen too often. I don't know when it happens. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Time to do our... Nope, not that one yet. Kaveh Hangout. Okay, so I need to open up my guide, I guess. Oops.
I've taken a look at your
It was 2-3 months ago. Yeah. They also did that like about more than a year ago, like almost 2 years ago.
Don't architect.
Anyway, that's.
Hey,
How do you want to know your playtime though? It would be nice actually if games actually kept track of stuff like that. A few weeks ago, I thought about hang on, what's the first one? Okay. A few weeks ago, I thought about finding out how much YouTube I watch, like in a week or in a day or in a month or in a year even, and then I realized, okay, I don't think that data is here anywhere.
Actually, while we're
And
on
then
that,
I sort of thought to myself, do I even want to
stress
know?
is just an inescapable part of
I don't
being
think I would
a
want to know
adult.
that.
Boss, do you want something too? I'll put
Just
it on
go
my
with the
tab.
flow. That's how I do hangouts. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's to me, the hangout isn't really a game.
I know
It's
you
just
already keep
a place for me to get 60 primo gems from.
You
It's sort of like a chore,
perhaps
really.
getting-
And I'm sort of like,
suppose, though, that
this is
just all
my
of this
way of
makes
mowing
sense.
somebody's lawn
Boss,
so that they'd give me $5.
what do you?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's say that the problem is.
That's sort of what I feel, how I feel about first one, yes. That's sort of how I feel about doing
My
this.
design. And all the suggestions
So the
he
next
made were as if he just
one
wanted to mock me.
is, yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, there's no time to.
I once had 12 hours of YouTube watch time once. Wait, how do you even know that? See how long it took for me? Ah, I see. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, that makes sense, because knowing how long
My apology.
you played Genshin to get to this point in your account, like for example, let's say you played Genshin, let's say you made a new, let's say you're a new player, you made it, and then you played through a bunch of Archon quests already, and you're at a certain point in the game, both in exploration and in the story.
Thank you.
And then
I still have a few.
And then let's say you're like me, for example, an idiot. You you spend all this time making an account, and then you realize oh, I should have been on the Asia server, not the NA server. And then if you knew how much time you've spent getting to this point, you could see how many hours it was, and you're like, well, seems like I can't move my data to another server, so I guess I'm gonna have to make a new account. But how long would it take me to get back to this point?
Hey, look.
Didn't I tell you? But plus,
Oh, you won't have to worry. I don't
The
have.
feature on
You
Android
use-
called
I
Digital
know there are-
Wellbeing tracks your
I'm
app usage.
sorry.
Okay.
That day, I
it
spent
used to
12
be a-
hours on YouTube. Oh, that thing, Digital Wellbeing. Yeah, okay. I've never used it though.
We meet again.
Wait, why can't I
Why
see
are you
my
guys
previous
here?
message? You can't?
That's what we wanted to ask
weird.
you. Who are you? Why did you dress up like a merchant? There's no
Believe me,
a library. I've heard that the
you're right. The desert is too.
I think I might have done the same, actually. I think I might have watched,
Left on this world.
let's see.
So I just want to use
I
whatever.
think I might have
didn't
watched
want
about
you
the same
point that you
the
even
same amount of
disguised your
YouTube
identity?
as you
That's
do
certainly
back
taking-
then.
When I
But recently
first-
I've been
someone agreed
reading,
after that.
maybe
I spent a while.
less
By the way,
reading, more like
Just a
listening
hunch.
to
I
just
ran
a bunch
into
of
someone.
fan
He said
fiction.
that he had after that, according to him.
Those kinds of.
It's actually pretty well written fan
Ultimately,
fiction too.
neither of our experiences-
It's just
Anyway,
so
That's what I was. I've done the
departed
math, so
from the
I-
original
to be honest, all I
from
want
the
is to
original
build this
story.
a while ago.
It
I
just
know
it
the
doesn't
desert,
feel
so
like it
even
anymore.
if-
It doesn't feel like fan fiction.
My
It just feels
father
like a
had
whole
sure
different
child,
story.
But let's bring building it a slightly most arc while it's true to completely. However, to make up for the
I see.
it just as for inspiration.
Aruv,
Okay,
is there something?
let me think. We want to keep the.
All right.
What are you waiting for?
Oops, that's not Yelon.
Most materials going from Caravan Rebat to Aru village would pass through here. There are a lot of monsters out here today. If you find it hard to keep up, just let us know.
Oh, don't worry about me. This is nothing. I'll be careful though. I'm fine. But it's one I don't think much. Few mercy.
Is there someone?
Sometime I joined the, if at all possible.
I think it's maybe he's doing this out of natural kindness. Some people call, but my situation when I was young, he set off. I never saw
Grandpa's
him.
still
I
doing
started
great in his
doing many
70s.
things
I
in
know,
life.
right?
At this point, I tried self. Maybe it's
Oh,
just like
don't
what
worry
those
about
Vahumana
me.
scholars often say. I could be doing things out of anyway.
This is nothing.
I suppose I don't. I've known Alhaitham. He told me a long time.
You
I still believe
youngins
I
just
should
keep
live by my
yourselves.
ideals. And I've given. Unfortunate, as you can see.
I'll
when
take
I
care of my
finally run-
own.
Oh, please. Either way, all right.
I swear the dogs in your area have more screen time than you. Yeah, because they're, you know how I feel about them.
Now that we're here,
And I don't feel
it's my
anything about
partners, time
them.
to shine.
I feel,
Marak.
you know how I feel about somebody else.
My toolbox. I'll take Marak.
Traveler?
I think I've rambled enough
Hello.
about that somebody else.
Like
I've been commissioned.
a library.
That's right.
That's fantastic.
Let me get straight. Oh. All right, Badawi. Let's
In,
go over the parts of the. I want to make our final cost should be. Marak has produced a
In,
sketch for
I
the
guess, in a
inspiration. Must give you
quote-unquote
credit according
proper
to the
city,
tradition. In the meantime,
that level of noise would just be unacceptable. I remember, oh my god, okay, I don't think I've told this story yet, but I remember once, this was at my previous job. And so at my previous job, what does the box have a name? The box? What? What box? Yeah, so at my previous job, so I was a 3D modeler, right? I was a 3D modeler for a startup company, but instead of giving us an office, our investor gave us, told us to live and work in a condo, right?
We
Find
meet
yourselves a
again.
condo, rent it out.
That's
That's
what
where
we
you live
wanted
and
to
work
ask
now.
you.
Great. Okay. And so
no
he
need
did.
for us to continue this project.
Believe me.
And
A library
we
funded entirely
okay.
by yourself. I've
So
heard that
we
the
were
academy-
trying
You're right.
to
The desert is too vast.
we were
And
trying to
what's more,
put
all
up
I know is
a
that I
corkboard
don't have much
slash
longer left on
whiteboard.
this world, so I just want to use whatever time I have. I didn't
A
want
corkboard
the
slash
point
whiteboard
when I
onto the
first
wall,
came,
but
someone
obviously it's a
agreed to
condo.
take
We
on
were on the
project.
28th floor,
After
so
that,
everything was
I
made of
heard
concrete,
that their
right? No
office
wood
went
at all.
wild. By the
And
way,
then, but before
Just a
this,
hunch. I ran into someone who was living in a pretty- he said that
like
he
I
had-
guess
after
the
that,
building
according to
manager,
him,
those kinds
when
of-
we were meeting
It's
with the
all
building manager and the
ultimately, neither of our
agent that
experiences- Yeah,
that the
you'll find
owner
both good and
was
bad
working
people
with.
everywhere. Anyway, I digress.
So I asked them
That's
if there
what
were
I was
any
afraid of
any
initially.
rules that we had to
Yes.
keep in
I've
mind.
done the math,
Uh,
so
for
decided
I
to
don't know,
try
like
it.
any
Cobbled
renovations
together,
and stuff like
you
that.
mean you're
They
going to
they
be
said that if
honest,
we were going
all
to
I
do
want is to
anything
build
that had
this
anything to do with
library a while
hammering
ago. I
or
know the
drilling,
desert
etc.,
life.
then
So
we
even
had
if-
to have we
Yet
had to
my
ask for
father passed up,
permission
sure, a
at
child,
least
but
a day
let's bring this
before
back to
we were gonna do it.
buildings. Building it according-
And then, well, we were like, well, I don't want to have to ask for. Well, we all thought, well, we don't want to have to ask for
Sponsor the
permission just to
project.
drill 2 holes.
You mean
And then,
convince
so
wealthy-
we were like,
Does make sense.
just two holes anyway. So we
Library is
did.
a big project.
We
What do you
did.
think?
We
It's
drilled
all- well,
1 hole, And then
If I
even
really-
before we finished drilling the one
Hard
hole,
pass. With her shrewd and greedy
we already heard a
personality,
knock on
she
the
would
door.
Never put Mora into something like this. Let's
Yeah.
go and pick.
knock on the door. So we drilled one hole, and then that was it. We didn't do it anymore because like I don't know. None of us just felt like drilling one more hole into the wall was worth asking for permission. So we just kind of left the whiteboard / corkboard on the wall, just hanging by one screw.
When I saw
Yeah, and it wasn't the building too. It wasn't like the building people. It was
You're hopeless.
it was our neighbor.
merchant.
Is our neighbor. I feel like, and it's not. I don't even blame them for being like that. It's mostly just people in that kind of environment that are just
Three of my business
generally
Thank you so much.
partners can wait here.
what's the word I'm looking for? They're just privileged. They're very privileged people, and any amount of noise that seems disturbing to them, even for a
I'm not
little
too
bit,
concerned.
especially if it's not caused by them and caused by other people, is unacceptable in society, and they will immediately confront you over it.
Then
And I don't blame them
how
because
Yes.
you know, they grew up in that kind of society. They grew up in that kind of environment, and because they were raised with privileges, they feel like they're privileged.
You. Hey,
Wait, but it's C.
what?
And I don't mind it either because they're just expecting people to follow the rules. And obviously those rules were not made for no reason. Those rules were made because, well, likely because somebody thought of making those rules, thought that those rules would make things convenient for some people, etc. And then some of those rules were made because certain people got into certain situations in the past, and they were like, well, we don't want this to happen again. Let's make a new rule. Right? So, yeah, so there's situations like that.
So,
And I understand. And in my situation now, I would love to have those rules. Okay, this is the pinnacle of Genshin Impact gaming content, everybody. 16 lines of dialogue over there. Walk with this NPC to this space, like 16 steps down from where you were, and then another 87 lines of dialogue over here. The pinnacle of Genshin Impact gaming, everybody.
huh?
Well, it'll be a
Seriously? Where's this gen?
the reasons.
Also, one screw. How long did it
I
last?
get it.
It's concrete. It's a concrete wall. It's not a super large corkboard, whiteboard mixture. It's like I can like it's less than an arm's length. No, it's less than the span
I
of
must think now. Let's
both
have
my
a quick
arms,
discussion.
like
Where would you
spanning
want the
out.
library to be
Yeah,
built?
yeah. It's
That will be the most important.
about a meter wide
Huh?
and about a meter high, about a meter
hold
tall.
on.
So it's not very heavy.
But what
Yeah,
about
and also the wall where the screws in obviously is concrete. That's hence why we had to drill it. So you know, it's pretty sturdy.
It's obvious.
Hypocrisy and
Fine.
narcissistic.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
I guess so. There's that. But again, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I blame society for allowing people, actual people, to be raised in such a way. And allowing such behavior to actually develop in people. I mean, I don't, you know, I can't, I don't want to say, obviously I'm not a perfect person either. In fact, I even think that, like, I'm a millennial, right? I'm in this generation where life sort of started to
Actually, while we're on that,
started
what are
sort
you
of
doing
started
here
to
at the
become
tavern?
easy for my generation. I mean,
Anyway,
for the people
thanks
in this
for looking out
generation,
for me. Stress
because
is
the
just an
generations
inescapable
before
part of being
mine
a working
worked
adult.
hard they
Boss,
suffered,
I'll have a
etc.
glass of
And
wine.
they
Do you want something
suffered,
too?
and then they worked hard to
put it
try
on
to
my
make
tab.
the world a better place.
Wine and a
And
glass of
hence why I have a better place.
I know
And
you've already
I like
kept
to
the secret
think
from
of
me,
myself as
but if
somebody
you could
who's
add
pretty
this one-
lucky
God,
to be
no.
in sort of this like generation in the middle of
Another
all
glass,
this
please,
progress,
boss.
to where
I'm
I
not leaving
lived a
today
little bit
till
in the
someone
past,
has to
but at the
carry
same
me
time
out.
I'm here now,
You got
and I
it,
feel like I'm in the
sir.
future.
It really is. Perhaps getting. I would spend a
Like,
lot.
okay,
I suppose all of this makes for
example.
boss.
The meaning of it. Anyway,
When
What
somebody
do you
makes
think?
jokes about, like, let's say, oh, okay, somebody
Yes.
makes jokes about,
Let's
let's
say that I
say,
built a
Sonic
house first. The
or
problem
Super
is that it can
Mario
be very
or
difficult to
about
get validated
dial-up,
by others.
about dial-up
could
internet and
compromise
the
my-
dial-up tone. Kids, no, people born. Oh, ooh, okay, this one.
Sounds
Right.
great.
People born. Oh, hang on. Why did you? Sorry, okay, it's this one.
I mean, it's not like it's some kind of secret. You probably already know some bits and pieces of my past. My mother is also an architect.
Sorry, I'm looking at the guide.
Always adored her drawings. And when I was young, I used to sit next to her and
okay,
watch her
okay.
bring
I
all
think this would
kinds
be a
of
bit later.
perhaps,
So,
unfortunately,
people
deep from at the
born,
time, I hadn't quite come to- it's been a
after
really
that,
long
like people
time.
born, I feel like
Now that
people
some-
born
Huh?
in the
Sorry,
late
I've had too much to
2000s
drink and,
to early
uh,
2010s
Either
and
way,
after.
thanks for reminding me that I can invite you to come.
Probably won't understand it
If you
unless
want to
if
stick
somebody
around
had
and
to
see how
explain
this
it
will
to
turn
them.
out. All right.
And I understand
Let me see.
they will have
Anyway,
their
there's no-
own different jokes and references too, because that are also within their lifetime, that people like me in previous generations probably also wouldn't understand. I don't know. I feel lucky. I feel like I'm in the middle of the past and the future. And it feels great that I feel like I could see both of it. And yeah, I honestly do think that I have some of that a little bit. Like I feel like there's a little bit of narcissism in me too.
I'll bring out the
But
box.
I don't know if it's just me or if it's also other people in like a similar generation to me,
Oh, nothing.
who
I just
sort
didn't
of
realize how much
have
time had
a
passed.
good
I'm happy for her. Anyway, enough about that.
what's it called?
Let's see what I packed into this
Perspective of themselves, and are able to stop
all these
themselves from
things.
being too much of this or too much of that.
Box. Oh, I remember now. Obviously, now that I've said that out, criticism, I admit that. My bill. Oh, I was super unfortunate. It was
All
only
the
a few
millions of
days
years
later
old.
that he finally. My mother took me. She didn't scold me
and-
about it, and. But let's see. Is there anything
We
else
just had
left
to
in
be
this
born
box?
during the 20th century. Well,
What's
at
this
least you're
again?
enjoying it somehow. That's true. That's true.
This when
And,
I was a child. Huh.
Yeah, I like.
Wonder why
I
she
don't know.
didn't- If only I
I
could.
get
Hey,
that.
it's not
I
who
understand
knows.
that
Maybe this
our
time something will
society
click in my-
like has
I could
these
tell what you were
rules that
thinking.
this is my
Don't worry,
property, this is
I-
my
I've tried
property,
my
this is your
name,
property,
my
etc.
father's name.
I
I've
understand
even
that we
tried- I
have
wouldn't try
rules like
that
that to keep ourselves from falling into chaos. Like for example, imagine the
So
world,
you could find
imagine
someone who
humans
was close to my
10,000,
mother and see if
15,000
they
years
might know
ago.
anything?
Right? Like let's say
My mother
you
was never
built
really the
your
one to be
house,
so- let me think.
you cut down some wood
Is there
around
still
you,
someone-
so some trees around you,
Professor
so that you have a
Zaha
nice
published
clearing
many works during her
for
career.
space
So I
for
was
some
able to learn a lot
livestock,
by studying her
or
essays.
for I don't know.
anyone who
I
still
don't think
remembers-
people
she's older
like
now. Let's
kept
go take a
livestock
look.
back then. I think we were still hunter gatherers back then, 10, 15,000 years ago. But imagine we had to have come up with homes for ourselves, right? Either live in a cave or probably just build like a small hut. And what is stopping a large group of people coming by and just murdering all of you and then just living in your house?
What Tainari?
Right?
Oh,
Back then
it's
it
you.
was
I came into
like,
the but as soon as
yeah,
I
there were no
got
rules.
here, I noticed someone
and
banging.
I'm
I
happy
was
that
thinking,
we now have
yeah,
these rules. We
she's
don't have to live like that anymore.
drinking and you, traveler, you didn't try to stop it. You
Huh?
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
but
be heading
I don't
back.
know. Some people just act like because this or that rule, like they act like they're
So, plan on keeping yourself locked in there, huh? Fine by
I just all of a
me.
sudden
You're
just
not
all of a
going to
sudden
come
I
out.
remembered
Then I'm
Karens.
not going to leave.
I remembered
My
Karens.
tomato
Hey, what's
was
up, Happy? How are you,
growing
man?
so well. It had
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
and they
potential.
act like Karens, and they just think
Enough
they think
nonsense.
that they are
Oh, why you?
privileged. It's so privileged that
Professor Zaha-
everyone, like, whatever they make up is correct.
It's no. Which brings us to.
Hey, don't try.
Come on, let's go.
Congratulations to C5 Yao Yao. You got C5 Yao Yao. C6 soon. Is C6 even good? Yeah, congrats, Happy. I mean, I still wish you luck on C4 Shangling.
Is far enough.
Yes.
Really? That's
yeah.
still far more
That's
important than
good.
C6 Yao Yao.
Sometimes, she
But
was
hey,
still
at least it's
quite
something.
young when she had to make up even during. She had many
Shangling's really
admirers
dodging
every
Happy.
time.
I'm sure she had.
I do remember one time though. She said, "True, if you ask me, that's."
So that's how it is.
Shangling's pretty strong of a character, so she'll imagine Shangling as a sort of like a super powerful Pokemon that Happy is
Your
like just
personality.
furiously
I thought a
trying
lot
to
of
catch
they would know
with
exactly
his
what they
master
want to
balls.
express and fight for it tooth. Some
That sounded
clients
really
when
weird.
Sybranax first graduated.
I see.
No,
I'm
think
stuck in this
Sybranax
Kaveh Hangout. Just
instead
get a
of
guide, Afna. There are
understanding,
plenty of guides on
Perhaps
YouTube.
all we need.
In fact, some guides even just like even
you
before
should be on
they
your
start
way,
the actual
child.
guide, they just have
Find a
like
quiet
screenshots
place
of
and
which
sleep in the
dialogue
if
options
you're
you should
ever-
pick.
Thank you so.
And then you don't even have to watch the
Wonder
whole
what my
thing.
mother
Obviously, you
would've
still
written
should to at least support the creator, but you don't have to. You don't have to watch the whole thing.
This class is the toughest. But I think it's actually not too. I met someone. We decided to. The bad news came.
Huh? Is this a drawing? Seems like it was done by my mother. This blonde man was from the. Maybe we were.
The one who, the talkative, my husband. I
need to
don't
do a
think
quest to
that
do the
man
hangout.
is-
Oh.
We were not acquainted.
Oh,
We
really?
might
There's a
some
prerequisite
also
for this?
partake in these gatherings in the future.
Who would have thought there's more written on
I didn't know that.
Kaveh,
Which quest is it?
You are known
Wouldn't that be Guoba?
whenever you feel down.
Well,
That's well. now that
maybe.
I've read-
But then
all the
Goba sort of
besides,
already
and
follows
don't forget,
Shangling, so he's
Huh.
Goba's sort of
Well,
already
You know.
like a part of Shangling. So if you catch that Shangling, then you also get Goba. After 16, okay. Following day. Alhaitham quest. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. I want to see how many times you can dodge from me. Oh, don't Happy, don't do that. Don't challenge. Don't tempt them. Don't tempt them. Don't challenge them. What's this? Oh, daily server reset. Okay. No. Okay. Should I even do dailies today in this stream? I feel like I should, but if I do, then I won't have anything to do tomorrow in tomorrow's stream. In case I am able to stream tomorrow.
Let's go. Oh, you still haven't told.
We're celebrating.
Then where's Kyle?
She said she wanted to. Anyway, the curriculum.
Nah.
I knew. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think.
Anyway,
I think I'll
whatever
just do
happened
them
to me?
later
I
off
just
stream.
pull another.
You two are
Yeah,
hopeless.
because it's 5 o'clock already. I have work at 6:30. That means I have to be able to have finished cooking rice
Wow. You actually
before
showed
6.
up. I could.
It's still more. That's your.
So you're saying
Precisely.
Hey, just
What are you saying?
then
There are only
you, traveler, you aren't associated with.
Well said.
Agreed.
phase 2.
Hey,
Actually,
I'll make sure to.
EU
Is there
resets are
another
this late.
f-
Yeah, EU was about 6 hours ago.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That,
Have you considered?
it's too. Besides,
no.
Cheer up.
We'll save.
I.
son.
Oh, there it is. Oh, have you guys seen
Alhaitham isn't in, so
what's her name? Kettle, yes, Kettle Toro's short. It's sort of old. It's already like about a month or maybe 2 months old now.
I'm happy
she made a short about Kaveh and
Let's
Alhaitham,
see what I packed into this
and
box.
they're like the different things, the different things about the both of them. So apparently they have matching idol animations, and there are like they argue with each other on like in so many different places, like including even I think it was even Tainari. Yeah, I think even Tainari mentions that Kaveh mentioned Alhaitham, and there's even like a signboard somewhere where Kaveh and Alhaitham are arguing on the signboard.
This is when I was a child. Huh. Wonder why she.
Kaveh's hangout is like a puzzle. What do you mean?
Never managed. Hey, it's who knows.
I learned about a
Maybe
certain
this time something will. I could tell what you were thinking.
a certain sub on Reddit through her. Wait, through who?
Everyone's like, what do you think? I'm glad you agree. Then let's.
I still have no idea, by the way, how to get to where this place is. It's still so confusing to me. I can't just drop down here. Oh, I guess I can. Oh. Okay. Oh, I guess I can. I guess I can. Alright. Okay, I'm a little less confused now then. Confusing and his hangout are confusing. Sorry, the confusing are confusing? No, the choices in his hangout are confusing. Okay. I mean, like, I admit, I never have that problem. Because even before I go into a hangout, I already look up a guide on it. I just don't want to waste any more time on it than I have to. Like, look at this. Right? You're already wasting so much time, like, or okay, take a walk nearby. We just need to get to this place. And they're forcing us into this screen where you can't do anything, you can't sprint, you can't use skills, etc. And you're just stuck there doing whatever they tell you to do.
Contains some analysis that I did many years ago. Huh? Why is Alhaitham's handwriting also in here? When did he ever read this book? I guess it's probably from when we worked on that research project together. Anyway, he probably never cared to tell you this, but the House of Dana
you get
is
all
where
the
Alhaitham
achievements
and I first met.
for
I came here to
Kaveh's
do my
hangout.
homework.
I'm about to.
Sitting by himself next
I'm
to
about
that
to.
row
There's
of
one
bookshelves.
here after
A
I
group of
finish
Auratus
this.
Scholars were chatting near him, but he looked as if he was too lazy to join them. There was a pretty stark difference between him and all the rest of them. It was my fault for feeling bad for him. I thought he must have gotten into some kind of trouble and went over to ask if he needed anything.
But yeah, they have similar, or should I say connected,
Not
yeah, they
realizing
do,
that
they
you
do.
were in fact the one in a whole heap of trouble.
They have matching idol animations.
Alhaitham? Why are you here?
The House of Dana is a public space.
But shouldn't
you think I came here to pick?
All right. I admit I was probably over.
There was nothing embarrassed when I was still we had a number. The more important question is. I see. Oh.
Huh?
Sure. Leave any words of thanks you may. As a result.
What? Okay, just you wait. I'm going to fix this right now. I'll dig all the books out and return them to the proper shelves.
Oh. Anyway, you were about put through the ringer. He probably did suffer quite a bit, that's true. But the there are plenty of architects in Sumer. Clearly, of course, each person is different. And we should respect admonition.
Come on. Why is... Why are those leaves moving? Aren't we supposed to be in the library? Why is there wind here?
What do you think?
Anyway, you should take a look at this. Look at this.
Alhaitham gives no F.
See that?
I mean,
Looks
that's...
like you're all
if he did, then that wouldn't be Alhaitham
I'm
now, would
mocking
it?
that retired blockhead for being so full.
Why don't you just move all the books here?
Oh, hey, Happy. I was just on your account earlier today.
Actually,
I teleported to a waypoint in the chasm, and I saw a Sealy. I know that you've all your maps are 100% already, but I was just so surprised. I found a Sealy very near a teleporter, and it was just right there. but your chasm is already 100%. I didn't take care of it though. I was hoping that maybe you will find it sooner or later. Okay, here it is. Backup Primos. Okay, well, I guess the goal is just 100%, right? If you need Primos all of a sudden, then yeah, you can just go back for it. Makes sense.
Port Ormos. No, I didn't design any one specific building. Port Ormos had the arch bridge over there, for example. When we ran into residents. I was still young. A true once built.
Any more dialogue choices there? I don't think there are any more.
You think so? My budget was... Us creative types know better than... Yeah, we've spent long enough here. Great. This is a rare... If you ever feel down... Who would have thought that so many primal... We won't be able to...
Born of ice and frost. No touching.
Isn't this place great? I often come here to clear... You know what I mean. Just take me... Although Alhaitham thinks that it's because of my personality that you could probably... Life is of course, but still, with different
from
land,
Port
the sight
Ormos
here
to all of a
has
sudden the
moved my
desert.
pain.
Probably architecture. I think a few seconds ago, no, about 2 minutes ago, I think I remembered him mentioning that he designed the bridge or something, and then like maybe they're here to appreciate the architecture of the pyramid or whatever. I don't know. I'm just guessing, man. There's a chest over here. Let's go get them chests. We love chests.
Born of ice and frost. Access denied. There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now.
2 primo gems. Oops, not that one. Oh.
Was truly the worst decision ever.
I don't understand, by the way. Like, so Kave's sort of an architect, right? So why is he dirt poor? Don't people pay him for designing stuff for him? Or I mean, for them?
I'll put it on my tab.
Wine in a glass.
I know you're already keeping a stack guy. Another glass.
You've got it.
It really is. But perhaps getting. I would spend. I suppose all of this.
Here's your drink.
Boss.
The meaning of. Anyway,
What do you think? Yes. Let's say that the problem.
all these hangouts. Which one did you find the most interesting? Most interesting.
Sounds great to me.
I don't think I can give like a proper answer to that,
But what should
because I didn't really pay attention to any.
Just saying. And if I want to make more.
I sort of paid attention to some of the first hangouts, some attention, but the rest of it I didn't really care. Like the Bennett hangout, because that was so long ago. Yeah, Bennett, Chong Yoon, Barbara Noel. Yeah, kind of. I kind of paid attention to some of them. I think the most I paid attention to is Noel's second one. But as for everything else, no. I don't think I can give like a proper answer because I didn't really pay attention to anything. He just can't control his money spending issues. I mean, is that ever implied? I don't actually know. Is it implied that he spends way too much money on stuff?
Kaveh, it's you.
Yeah, it's.
I heard that you are to make a profit.
Still don't get it why Noel has such a long hangout and in 2 parts as well.
Judging from the book with that
I have a guess for that. So I'm guessing that because that was in the way early days of Genshin, right, where there were much fewer characters. Much fewer characters to consider making a hangout of. So
300,000 is also
and back then,
make some preparations now.
I'm assuming that Noelle probably already had a lot of support behind her, like in the community. And
What should I talk? All right, let's meet here again.
back then, there were fewer choices for characters to consider making after 7 following day. Okay. To consider making a hangout of. And maybe before a lot of the newer characters were released, they were already planning on making a second hangout for certain characters, and then once the ball got rolling, they started releasing more and more characters. They probably just realized, okay, we can't make hangouts and second hangouts for all these characters anymore, especially when they probably finally decided to start developing other games, right? Because they probably had to they probably realized that they couldn't continue to earn as much money as they did as much money on Genshin as they did in the early days of Genshin. They probably already realized that the sales were going to go down eventually.
Can I help?
And then they thought, let's get started while we have a bunch of money. Let's get started on new games. And let's just find out how little a crew, how little staff we need to keep this Genshin pattern going, to keep updates going. And I think gradually they eventually found the minimum number of staff that they needed to keep Genshin going. And hence why it feels like we have much less content now, and it feels like whatever content we are getting now, it feels like it's not like actual content, but it's more like content that just wasn't compressed.
Tommy is really rich, isn't he?
And when I say compressed, I mean like it wasn't like dialogue isn't written it wasn't written properly. Like it feels like the rough draft was just put directly into the game. Which one's Happy Life exactly? leaf?
Were the students
Hang on.
not astute enough for your liking?
Floating dead leaf. Yes, there it is. Floating dead leaf is happy life.
Yeah, I'm students or if your client, you know all.
You may deny.
Also, hey, what's up, Mia? Long time no see, man. How are you?
Wait, how does that?
We are already that's right. None of the more astute.
And then when that happens,
But that's and also I'm not even scared.
you, I can't.
And that's saying only I urge as the light of think it over.
I'm so mad. I feel a headache coming on. There's nothing. Of course, he is right about the most that they could accuse him of is false.
Who's the other one? The
Did you notice
other
something
what?
else? Yeah, the rate he gave. If you're gambling everything on making it rich is right, we're never going to get.
Just a random viewer.
Oh,
Class finished up.
I want
Of course, it's a good thing.
rest.
Yes, and for most, going from at.
Just as
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Don't listen to him. Why would I?
Mr. Alka, he told.
I don't.
And what was
I'm sort of confused, by the way. Like, why?
Yeah, we need to find
They.
that merchant to confirm
Why
good ID.
Genshin seems to
Well,
be
it'd still be. We need to
all
do
over
some-
the place. Are there things like hangouts and stuff in Star Rail and Honkai Impact? Are there stuff like this, hangouts or character quests? Are there things like that in Star Rail and Honkai Impact? I feel like there aren't. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what Hoyo was like going for by making all
Your
these
car.
different stuff,
Alkami.
different game
My
modes
friend
and
here wants to
and
enroll-
gameplay in Genshin Impact.
You call that a bit short on money?
So they have hangouts, they have character
And
quests,
what
they
if
they have the
what
main
do you
story
mean?
quest going on.
Even if it's
There's the
hard
combat
work.
side of
Anyway,
Abyss and the combat
I
side
just
of the
did some-
open
of
world
course the
and
contract did a great job of
and
trying
in
to obfuscate
domains.
that fact. If you
But then
actually do the math, however, even my creditor.
But then they also have events, these mini games and events, and then they have TCG. I'm not sure what they're trying to make Genshin into.
Aram, there are only a few of.
No touching.
Wind striker.
Hey, what's up, Xyalos? Good to see you again,
What
man.
do you want? I don't think we've done anything to hurt or offend you. So why
Debt has the power to append your whole. But my debts are the culminate. But these you sowed the.
Ha! And if we're going to talk about greed, aren't...
Ha! People grow.
Star Rail is bad. Oh, you play Star Rail? Yeah. How's Star Rail?
Sino?
My vacation. I see. As it is highly like any funds with.
That should still be enough. Anyway.
It's no trouble. Just another day at work. Did you accept it?
He promised to.
I'm waiting for the day I get to use
I
a
wouldn't have
Gundam in
gone either
Genshin.
way, though.
I mean,
What was
technically we already were, somewhat.
Let's get
Don't you remember that quest where we got to use the golem, the ruin golem, and it was moving around in the desert?
That should finally be to think.
Don't you remember that?
I think I feel a
I
little
thought that was
better.
pretty
It's a
fun.
little ironic, but you could. How should I put it? The arguments are. Alkami's suggestion would have allowed me to. Every scholar, just speaking for my. If I stopped at that point, any material. It's certainly not. My thanks again for being such a great help. All right.
I want to use it every day. Oh, you mean, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen at all, ever. Yeah, because like I said, I don't even know what kind of game they want Genshin to be. I have no. I'm just very confused. Genshin is just. It's weird what it is. Like it's like.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. There's just so many different things that they seem to that they seem like that it seems like they're trying to make Genshin into.
All right, everyone.
Genshin feels like Jean. Yeah, Genshin feels like Jean. Like she can be many things, but at the same time she's not good at any of those things. Like she's not very good at any of those things. I want my traveler to tap into dragon power.
This lighthouse has been around for
well,
a long
technically
time.
there are
And
dragons in
I'm at the point
Genshin.
today, I just want you to think about how you'd
But the
actually go
traveler
about
hasn't shown
building it for now.
any abilities
Yep.
related to
As long
dragons
as you
so
think
far.
they look
So
in my
don't
experience,
count
both
your,
the study and
don't hold your
practice, so
breath
at
on
least
it.
for today. What do you think?
Hey, what's up, Chiso Des? How are you, man? Okay, I guess that's the hangout. Half an hour for 60 Primo Gems. Great. And I guess some Primo Gems for the achievements. So that was 60, I guess. Okay, 80. Alright, sure, I guess 90 Primo Gems. Half an hour. Do you guys think it's worth it? I don't know. I feel like it's not worth it. But if I don't get it, then where am I gonna get the 90 Primos from? I hear a rumor about Zhongli rerun 3.8. I don't think Zhongli is as highly in demand as he used to. He certainly is high-ish demand still, I think, but I don't think he's as highly in demand as he used to be. $80 Primos, Genshin, so what do you expect? Yeah, I guess. I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's Thursday. Okay, so I don't need to get my teapot coins. Well, anyway. So yeah, I gotta cook rice, guys, because I have work in an hour from now. But I have to cook rice, so I need to make sure that the rice is cooked before 6, and I don't think it's gonna make it, but I hope I can eat in 5 minutes. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, if you guys need any help building your characters' accounts, need any help making a decision which banners to pull for, feel free to join our Discord server. Ask for my opinion over there. My name is Elvis Einstein on our Discord server. Ask for other people's opinions over there. And yeah, links are in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams, and in the pinned message and YouTube chat. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming by, hanging out, and being awesome people. Have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, and take care, everybody. I don't know the rest of the music. Are they RJ the chef? Alright, bye everybody, bye guys.